BowTie Sports.
BowTie Sports, yeah, BowTie. We gon' catch it all from the court side. Got the lights, camera, action for the whole night. You name it and we got it at the BowTie. BowTie Sports, yeah, BowTie. We gon' catch it all from the court side. Got the lights, camera, action for the whole night. You name it and we got it at the BowTie. BowTie. All of the sports, you can catch it at the BowTie. Commentary special with the bird's eye. You can watch it for your favorite like a franchise. Come and get your info from the BowTie. Talk about the plays, it's a rewind. You know that we got it at the BowTie. Running through the specs, Nike Reebok. Touchdowns, three-pointer, whichever you like. All you gotta do is watch, listen to the game plan. Pinning all the stats for the whole squad. Special teams or the starters or even the main man. Yeah, we do interviews at the BowTie. BowTie Sports, yeah, BowTie. We gon' catch it all from the court side. Got the lights, camera, action for the whole night. You name it and we got it at the BowTie. BowTie Sports, yeah, BowTie. We gon' catch it all from the court side. Got the lights, camera, action for the whole night. You name it and we got it at the BowTie.
All right. Good afternoon to our fellow kings and queens, and welcome back to another episode on the BowTie Sports Podcast, where we discuss the week's current and highest trending topics in the sports world. I hope everyone out there is doing well. We have a lot of things to get into today. We have 5 very, very special guests from the KC Crossover. It's a basketball team coming here in Kansas City for the ladies. We have Dejanay Calloway, the power forward. We have Bree Dayton, the point guard and shooting guard. We have Jaleesa Lewis, the guard and a forward. Stevie Anderson, who is a shooting guard. We have Sharnice Lewis, who's a guard and a forward. So very, very warm welcome to those ladies on our show today.
Absolutely.
And we have some other things to get. Thank you for having me. Yeah, no problem. Of course, we're going to get into Jackson Mahomes and the unfortunate passing of Jim Brown.
Yeah.
Of course, we have to talk about Ja Morant, and we're going to talk a little bit about the NBA playoffs. So let's go ahead and kick off this episode introducing our very special guest from the KC Crossover. And if you ladies want to go ahead and individually introduce yourselves, you can go ahead and do that.
What's up? What's up? Thank y'all again for having us. I am Bree Dayton. I'm point guard, shooting guard for the Kansas City Crossover.
Hey everybody, I am Stevie Anderson, shooting guard for the KC Crossover. I'm Dejanay Calloway, number 55, power forward for KC Crossover.
Sharnice Lewis, guard forward, number 23, KC Crossover, baby.
Let's go.
Jaleesa Lewis.
Let's go. That's right.
32, KC Crossover.
J. Luke 32.
What it do?
J. Luke 32. All right.
Before we get
started, let's go ahead. Before we talk about it, let's go ahead and drop that intro.
That's fire.
Let's get back into it, everybody. We got the Kansas City crossover on here. We're gonna be talking about the team and upcoming stuff they got going on. Also, we have like December said, we got sport in Kansas City that's going to be happening here. Not sport in Kansas City, but Ja Morant and everything else. So let's go ahead and get into it.
All right. So let's go ahead and start this off with, for myself, I need a good explanation, ladies, and I know I can't be the only one, but if you could briefly explain the different divisions of the women's professional basketball under the guise of the Global Women's Basketball Association. Can you guys go ahead and break down how that works, the different divisions, the levels, break that and clear that up for everybody?
Yeah, so as far as opportunities to play professional basketball in America, you really, on the women's side, you really just have the WNBA. those spots, those senior players that have been there, those spots are not emptying. They're taking the top, 10 schools each year in that draft. There's not a lot of opportunities for all the women that can play at a higher level. And so this league, the Global Women's Basketball Association, was started by a hooper who wanted opportunities to be paid, to be professional, Sonia Nichols, who reached out to other professionals and made their own opportunities for women. She saw talent here in Kansas City. She reached out, brought a team here, and it's growing and it's spreading. And her big thing right now, a lot of people may say a league with only 4 teams, you can't really take it seriously. She's over quality over quantity. She wants to secure, really, really high quality, high level, high talent teams before she just puts 15 teams in the league playing, unprofessional basketball. And so that's why we're here. And then we're KC crossover because we're bridging the Kansas City, Kansas area, Kansas City, Missouri area. We have mostly girls from Kansas City, Missouri. But again, in the future, moving forward, we want this whole area to be able to play professional basketball. Because a lot of us have played, again, if you want to play professionally, you normally have to leave the country, which isn't bad. But we grew up here. Our friends, our fans are here. And our team is here now. So that's why it's so important.
Yeah. And I did read that a few of you ladies are from the Lee Summit area. You went to Lee Summit West, Lee Summit North. So shout out to Lee Summit. Hey, they produce some excellent athletes.
That's real good.
Yeah. And speaking of Kansas City teams, I did read that a few of you did play for the KC Majestics. Can you kind of dive into how that went and what happened with that?
Yeah, so when we first started off, we didn't know, kind of what the league was or anything like that. But with the Majestics, we saw the opportunity to be able to have everyone come in and play. And, kind of like Dee said, we had a lot of talent too. And so it was a little bit unorganized, which is okay. We kind of went through it, but we were wanting to do it because we wanted to play basketball.
That's right.
And so we had some,
absolutely.
Sometimes we got told we were going to get paid and we didn't, but we still stuck it out and we still played. So, this is our second go round and we're excited for this opportunity. So we're going to see, what happens.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Good
Absolutely.
answer.
Yeah. Excellent answer.
Absolutely.
And if you all, I read also that you all practice 3 evenings a week and then your games are going to be on the weekends. Is it going to stay in that same schedule, or what are you looking for as far as that goes? As your team grows, are you, how is that looking for you?
Yeah. So, as you can probably tell, our team, we grown. We start 24, we go to 36 as far as age range. We got kids, we got full-time jobs. We normally always practice in the afternoon or night because you just have to. Again, we're lucky to have committed women who are able to rearrange their schedules and make it work. And it's not just the other 3 teams in the league are grown. They all have jobs. So we typically will always play on the weekends. We're normally going to play Saturdays and Sundays. I think maybe once or twice we have a Friday night game, but it's going to stay like that because it fits the majority of schedules.
Yes. So you all are very family oriented, like all of us here at BowTie Sports. And I'm really glad that you added that in there, that you all have regular jobs, families and things. So, I love to see the commitment that you have towards this team and the trust. And that really points to you all's character. So great job on that. If you want, at this point, I want you ladies to go ahead and flex what you do during the day. Let everyone know that, hey, you guys are awesome players, but you also have day jobs. What does that look like for you?
I'm Jaleesa. So my work is mental health. I work for KU Med, and I currently work with mental health patients. Any of them that are seen like on the forensics unit, if they've kind of dealt with depression, suicidal ideation, homicidal ideation, we just kind of help the people in the community of Kansas City and just get them their meds, their bed, any meals they're needing, and just trying to get them back out to the street and become productive for the society. So
that's awesome, Julissa. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great.
That's big.
Hero, basically.
That's right.
Because I can't do that.
So I'm a traffic signal electrician. I'm actually the first female in Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay, that's what's up.
I'm part of Local 53, which is the 3rd largest union in the world. So I do manual labor throughout the day. I'm in a bucket truck, pulling wire and building traffic signals from the ground up. And me being
Okay.
That's what's up, man.
I oversee part of my crews and stuff like that. So, I'm sweating in the heat and I'm, freezing in the winter, but I still got to show up. So
That's right.
that's my job.
Man, that's crazy.
Awesome,
Balancing both.
Shanice.
That's crazy. Go ahead.
All right, and then for me, my full-time job was basketball. I was playing overseas in Switzerland and Saudi Arabia, and then I decided it was time to come back home. But my whole thing is just I have a lot of leadership, qualities that I wanted to do. So I'm actually in management training for enterprise to eventually be a branch manager and have my own location.
Okay.
Great
Okay.
Great
Look at her. Look at her.
Hey y'all, Stevie again. I am a manager for Geico. I oversee a department of 10 agents that do the auto sales, property insurance functions, jewelry insurance, and ID, and also a full-time mother as well.
Wow.
Awesome.
Okay, come on with it.
And I'm gonna bring it home. My name is Bree Dade, and I am no stranger to the TV or nothing. I am a celebrity realtor here in Kansas City, licensed both in Missouri and Kansas. On last year, I was able to win the Kansas City's People Choice Award for Best Realtor.
Okay.
I'm so blessed. Shout out to the best real estate
Stop
brokerage,
it.
black owned in Kansas City,
Okay.
Dayton Dynasty Realty, founded by my mother. So shout out to moms, appreciate your vision. And man, I just dropped a celebrity client I showed, one of the Chiefs players, Joshua Williams,
Yeah.
my dog. Congratulations to him. He purchased the crib for me. And I also work with several other Chiefs players that I've already closed on that I will be dropping those big names here soon. So make sure y'all follow me, Bree Dayton Soda, on Instagram, all social medias. I'm popping my stuff and I'm popping it with my sisters on the couch.
Let's go, baby.
Okay.
Okay,
Man, y'all
Bree.
clowning. Okay.
I love it.
Stop it. Man, that's what's up.
Just take the time. Take the time and love on yourself, man. Congratulate yourself. Take the love. Take the love. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it.
For y'all to balance out what y'all doing, your personal life, and still be committed to what y'all love to do, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
So
That's what's up, man.
at this point, if you ladies, I know you had you go around and tell about your personal lives. So let's go ahead and move into talking about your positions. Whoever wants to go first on that one, but positions you play with the KC crossover.
Jaleesa again. So guard forward. So basically for my position, I can post up, but I also know that I can come outside, and if we need a shot, I can try to produce that. Obviously, being with my sisters, they're able to kind of see that, and we kind of learn each other and how we play. So that's what guard forward is.
That's right.
All right.
Let's go.
Yeah. Ever since we kind of started, I actually was 25 pounds bigger than right now. So every day I've been at the gym, and I kind of saw myself as like a post. I was a little bit slower. I just wasn't, getting into it. I'm older. So birthday is next Friday. I'm gonna be 32.
Happy birthday, girl. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So now that I've been back in the gym and just grinding away, I kind of see myself more as a guard, but I can slip in, get shots in the paint and stuff, but I'll step out and dribble the ball too. So kind of versatile.
That's right. That's right.
Me, Big D. I'm in the paint.
Big D.
Hey.
Big D.
I'm mid-range shot, anything low. I want all the contact. I want all of it. Rebounding. I have a good vision. I'm finding my teammates' passes. I'm making the entertaining passes.
Okay, you want the smoke.
We make it happen.
She gets all of it. She eats it up.
Okay. She finished her plate. That's right.
I help make stuff happen. Whether it's setting threes to get them open to shoot, get my post open to shoot, we just make it happen.
Power.
Okay.
Love to hear it.
I am number 4. I never said that earlier. Number 4.
Hey, go up and forward. Go up and forward.
Forward, aka the biggest guard. I will go inside if I need to.
Talk heavy.
Pop out and do what shooters do. Shoot. Look inside, move the ball around. I can play pretty much the 1 through the 4th, wherever you need me to be. So big guard.
Big guard.
Big guard.
And I'm like, And I'm Bree, so I'm point guard, shooting guard. So I'm the facilitator. I see the floor, make the dime passes, call the plays, call the shots, get my team involved. We talking. If they can't see something, then I'm letting them know what's going on. And then if I'm open outside of the three, I'm draining the curry range. And I talk big shit coming down the court.
Big swag. Big swag, huh?
Together we make a dynamic team, but I'm gonna get mine in too. Believe that.
Damn.
With this type of team, like you guys are asking earlier, almost all of us were that person on our teams.
I see.
And so if the challenge comes from taking, that's why we do so much team bonding outside of basketball.
That's
so
right.
that when stuff is happening, we like, hey Bree, you are not hot tonight. Stop shooting. Yeah. She don't take that offensively. It's like, you know what, you're right, man. I got you. I got 3 people who can do it.
Don't be done.
So it's more, it's taking all that talent and trying to win for everybody.
I love it.
And
That's
I
dope.
still win by being unselfish. Because we got 11 people who
are superstars.
Right. So it's
Okay.
you know, that's probably the hardest part.
That is the hardest challenge. We all, to their point, we were superstars, and we all want to still be the superstar on this team. And it's like, is there room for everybody to be the superstar or not? I want to win ball games. So if I got to take the back seat to throw more assists or whatever, then that's what I want to do because I want us to win the championship. Period. That's what we play.
Absolutely.
Okay, Denver Nuggets. Okay, Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, all of that. Straight like that. So we the underdogs. They ain't expecting nothing from us, but we gonna give y'all a show. We're gonna put on one hell of a show.
Man,
this
that's
league
heavy.
been around since 2016. These other teams have been doing this. Yep. They got the media, they got the team, the support,
they got the money,
they got the money,
they got all of that.
We're not using that as an excuse.
Yeah,
we cool. We know what we have.
Big
we know
dog.
what we need. We know what we need.
We can come out with T-shirts with iron-on numbers. We come into play.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey,
I love
it, man. It don't matter.
I gotta watch out though, man. Hey, I got me excited over here. You got me excited over here. Man.
It don't matter. It don't matter. You know, Walmart parking lot background. We gonna still get it in.
Oh man. All
So,
right, what's up?
Thank you, ladies, for that. So, while we're moving on, you guys, the season officially starts June 3rd, if that's correct. I have all that information correct. And then your first game on June 10th is in St. Louis against the St. Louis Surge. I know you ladies are looking forward to that. You want to go ahead and elaborate on that, or?
They're a good group. Definitely got to give them. We got to give every team in the league respect.
Facts.
They are
absolutely. That's where it starts from.
And are playing in here in the off season. It's talent all throughout this league. I know a lot of people, like especially in the media, are like, "Where are these girls coming from?" Da 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 da. We coming from everywhere. We coming from overseas. They're coming from the WNBA. They're coming from, because it's a short league. It's only, as you can see, that amount of games. They're taking a break in the offseason to stay in shape. So these people are like going back to high dollar contracts. This team is talented. And so St. Louis, they have a couple of them. We'll definitely have to do our scouting reports and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's right.
But I think for us, the main thing is tightening up at home. Get this right. Facts. So that we can take on anybody, regardless.
Yeah.
Because they're solidified, got it all figured out and set up. Like we said, we on borrowed time.
But the goal is to go to the river and open it up and let them know we here.
Hello.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mamba mentality. Yeah. Mamba mentality, right?
Yeah. And speaking of opening it up, letting people know, I see that your first game in KC will be July 8th. And I did read that they don't have a venue for that yet, or they don't have a spot. And what do you ladies have to say about that?
It's in the works. We had administrative and management issues before. There was a previous owner who it just wasn't going right. We were so behind as far as just the basic stuff that we needed, having even the name of the organization, broken promises, unprofessionalism, and this team almost didn't happen.
Yeah, no.
It almost didn't happen. It was a lot of people, and you can't even blame them. Stuff is just not going right. A lot of people quit. A lot of people were done. A lot of people were seeing, hearing the passion, and when we're trying to tell people what we're trying to do, they're with it. And they get here and they see this owner, and they're like, I don't really like this.
This ain't it.
because we've seen this before, you know, as a lot of people who had the, you know, the Majestic issue, they're like, this is about to be the same stuff. No.
Mhm.
And so it was luckily we had a couple of dedicated people who stuck with it a little bit longer. And then we were able to get new management, flip the whole thing around, new name, new owner, new coach, new
Contracts,
general manager,
everything.
everything.
Yeah.
So again, with that in the past, we were even more behind than we should have been because we could have had a lot of this stuff, the court, the gym. Now we're reaching out to these venues saying, hey, can we play our season here? And they're like,
We're booked up.
What?
We're booked up to next
No.
year. Yeah, we waited on. We would have loved to have you.
Or give me $17,000, and it's like,
from where?
No, and I might sound crazy for saying this, but we talked about this yesterday, guys. And I honestly, this is a KC team. This is a group on the come up right now. The T-Mobile Center, they should honestly just let you guys just use that venue.
Just rock out for real.
Yeah, like I it's crazy you guys talking about, you know.
We would love
Yeah, so
we have a couple things in the work. But it's more, again, we're so last minute. It's so just anybody, just see what we're trying to do some support. We on a roll. People are talking about us. Yeah. People are knowing us. People know our names, our faces. We just gotta keep it going. And somebody say, I want that.
Absolutely.
That's bringing traffic in.
Right.
So you know, that's all it is. So it's in the works. We got a couple things. Well, hopefully something gets solidified because we can't even sell tickets till we have a place to play. There it is. There it is.
Right.
Man,
right.
Boy, I love your personalities, boy.
I love it too. Well, let's put that shot up. T-Mobile Center. Anybody watching that may be connected to the T-Mobile
guys,
Center?
Y'all got my big support
let them
for real.
Go play.
Man, for
let
real,
them use
bro.
it,
Y'all
man.
dope.
Like,
y'all dope. Absolutely.
That's the thing. We telling them we only have 4 or 5 home games. That's all we need it for. Give us 4 or 5 days. For about 2.5 hours, we get out, we clean it up, we'll sweep after the game. Just let us play. That's it.
Boy, if that ain't passion, boy, I don't know what it is. He said I would sweep and Pine-Saw the floors.
That's how it is, man. When you're trying to build something, man, you want it out there, and you just gotta have that one person that believe in you that take that chance. And the way you guys going about it, the way you guys are pushing it, I can see it in the near future is going to get picked up. You know what I mean? Like,
no, it's coming, guys. It's coming.
You got Kemper Arena. You got all these, it ain't Kemper Arena, Javi Arena now. You got Sprint Center. You got all these places out here that these venues that the door should be open because we supposed to have an NBA basketball team here, supposed to have a hockey team here, but they ain't getting used. We just spending tax dollars on it, and you know what I mean. So why not y'all? You get what I'm saying? Why not?
Yeah.
Why not
y'all?
I like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with that being said, you guys see here, this is the KC Current. And when they do get their venue, because I know they will, come out and support. Get those tickets, guys. Lift these ladies up just as much as you support the Chiefs, just as much as you support the soccer or whatever else we have here in Kansas City. Support these ladies. And that's all I have to say about that.
KC crossover.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next segment, guys. We're gonna stick around for the rest of the show, and let's go D with the breaking news with D Sever.
Yeah, breaking news.
News team, assemble!
Who you have on that list, D?
Well, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get Jackson Mahomes up and out of the way, okay? Because he is doing the most. He is doing the most. So I'll be reading from the Shawnee Mission Post, and they're going to be talking about where things stand in Jackson Mahomes' sexual battery case in JoCo. So Jackson Mahomes can have contact with 3 people who are listed as witnesses in his felony sexual battery case. A Johnson County judge has ruled, but they cannot talk to him about his ongoing case. In turn, the judge ruled Mahomes can have no contact with a fourth witness who has direct knowledge of the case. Mahomes, a social media influencer, and I say that loosely, and the younger brother of Chiefs star quarterback Patrick Mahomes declined to comment to media after appearing in person for a hearing at Johnson County District Court in Olathe on Tuesday. He is currently charged with 3 felony counts of aggravated sexual battery and 1 misdemeanor count of battery in connection to an incident with a woman at the South Overland Park restaurant in February. The owner of Aspen's Restaurant and Lounge in Overland Park, Aspen Vaughn, has publicly accused Jackson Mahomes of forcibly kissing her multiple times and pushing a waiter at the restaurant on February 25th. A criminal affidavit released this week lays out the alleged incident in more detail. The affidavit, which has redacted the names of the parties involved, alleges that Mahomes grabbed Vaughn 3 times, forcing her, quote, forcing her head back and kissing her and put his tongue in her mouth without her consent. That is disgusting. The incident occurred in an office area in the restaurant's lower level where the two had gone after Mahomes told Vaughn he needed to speak to her, the affidavit says. Investigators note in the affidavit that surveillance cameras at the restaurant captured the incident and the video that is consistent with Vaughn's account. And I believe that we showed that video, guys, a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Vaughn told, or investigators note, Mahomes had frequented Aspen's before, and the owner told police that he was friends with her former stepdaughter. Vaughn told police the night of the alleged assault that they had problems with Mahomes before and had to kick him out previously. A waiter at the restaurant also told police that Mahomes pushed him in the chest and told him not to come in after he had gone to the office area to get his water bottle. He tried to get in the office when Mahomes allegedly pushed him again and told him to get out. Vaughn also told investigators she tried to call out 2 staff members who were also in the lower level office area, but they did not hear her. She later showed staff members her neck, which had visible signs of injury and was fresh, according to the affidavit. The Kansas statute defines sexual battery as a felony that involves the touching of a victim who is 16 or more years of age and who does not consent thereto, with the intent to arouse or satisfy the sexual desires of the offender or another. So if you guys watched that video, I don't know how many people saw that or it circulated. He was extremely aggressive in that video, and it didn't have audio, I don't think, or they might have cut it off, but he was being extremely, extremely aggressive. And, allegedly, I would say that was somewhat alcohol fueled a little bit. The charge becomes aggravated sexual battery if the victim is overcome by force or fear, according to the statute language. So again, in that video, you could see that. And that was just that affidavit, but he was recently in court. And guys, bear with me because I'm flipping through my little notes here. So stick with me while I click things. Jackson Mahomes was back in court on Tuesday to discuss modifying his bond agreement, which is crazy in a sexual battery case. I didn't even know people could have leadway like that, but I'll get to that in a minute. The 22-year-old social media influencer and brother of Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes, like I stated before, was charged with 3 counts of battery, and he went to court to be able to have access to one of the 4 witnesses there, which was the female, the ex-stepdaughter, I guess, or whatever she was, to the owner of that restaurant. He went to court because he wanted contact with her because they were friends. That's what he went to court for, guys. So that brings me to my next statement and my opinion on this entire situation. I think that we all can see, and like I said, just from my personal opinion, this is a good old case of nepotism. Okay? And by that, I mean, there are 2 forms of nepotism, okay? There is reciprocal, and then there is entitlement. I believe that Jackson is experiencing or going through the entitlement nepotism. And this type of nepotism is when the hired family member, which I'm not going to say he's hired, but he has gotten a social media boost from being the brother of Patrick Mahomes. Because let's be honest, we didn't really hear about Jackson before, Patrick Mahomes' fame. I do believe that he's going through I'm the brother of someone famous. I can do whatever I want. And you would think that in a lot of cases, guys, that someone with a family member that is now lifted up or put up on a pedestal, they would kind of, take the back seat, support that person from the back. But Jackson has gone the opposite direction. Okay. He wants to be more famous than his brother. And this is how he conducts himself in the public. And I think it's extremely shameful, especially for his brother and his light. And that also brings me to my next point with Brittany. Now, Brittany has been friends And I say has been because of recent posts that she's made to her Instagram. Brittany was all supportive of of Jackson Mahomes. She played with him. She even defended him in a lot of cases, and I have some notes here on that as well. I watched a video by Jamari. He's a YouTuber. He did a great breakdown on Mahomes and his update. And Brittany, this isn't the first time Jackson has been in trouble, and I'm, to save time, I'm not even going to go into what his other crimes were or what he's been in trouble for prior to this. But Brittany came out and defended him during those times and saying things like, quote, "They are ignorant." She wrote in a response to some of his other issues. She also said, "He is human, just trying to live his life and find his way. And until you walk a day in his shoes, which no one ever will, you have no right to say shit about him." Unquote. Another quote Brittany made was, "So it's best to just shut up," telling everyone to be quiet in their critiques on Jackson. And that has changed, guys. She has made a total flip on that. And recently, what she posted on her Instagram story, give me just a second here to get that. She wrote, sheesh, under a caption that read, "As you get older, you start to understand the difference between friends and associates, family and blood, business and love and trust, want and need, and most of all, what's important and what's not. Unfortunately, a lot of y'all met me when I lacked boundaries and was a people pleaser. Let me introduce myself. I burn bridges as needed." So I think it's clear that she has had a change of heart in regards to her support of Jackson. And yeah, I think Jackson needs to cool it. This is really bad for Patrick. I'm surprised he hasn't come out and said anything, but I think that's the best thing. And I also think in the future, Brittany should take the high road too and just keep quiet. Keep her thoughts to herself as far as Jackson goes. And that's all I have to say about that. If you ladies want to add in any comments, how you feel about that or what you've read about it, please go ahead.
I'll say something because I feel like we're here. Why not? I'll say I appreciate Brittany's stance on it. I think if it was my younger sibling, first of all, I know for myself, if I'm 22 with the privilege that I get from being Mahomes' brother, I might not have been so responsible at times myself. But I appreciate Brittany's viewpoint because I could imagine the conversations in private are a lot different than what she posts in public. I hope that it's a situation where you keep it real with your brother in private and defend your family in public at all times. And hope figuring that out in private.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think honestly, I mean, it is like I feel like this, man. Yes, his brother. You're gonna do what you're gonna do for your brother. You're not gonna put your brother under the rug, but what that being said is, it's like you gotta talk to your brother, man. If not, you gotta cut him off, man. You gotta talk to your brother, or you to cut him off. That's just the name of the game, man. Because some families feel like they're privileged and they feel like because my brother, sister, whoever doing this and doing that, they feel like they're privileged. So
yeah,
if I was Mahomes, I'd just cut it off. Just cut everything off, man. And don't support the nonsense. I know it's family and all, but you gotta learn how to separate it and cut it off.
Yeah, I feel the same way what Drake said. You know what I mean? If you got family members that when you're trying to do something right, and you ladies probably can understand, if you're trying to push yourself and everything, and something just keeps shining a bad light on it, it's always going to have to cut that family member off. You know what I mean? Because when I feel like when you climb into the top, and it's not enough oxygen for everybody. You know what I mean? So this time, you know what I mean? I know it's his little brother and all, but it just getting out of hand. And I hope, you know what I mean, if my message be for Jackson Mahomes, I hope you can turn this around because you are young. You got a lot ahead of you. You got a city that's behind your brother and his wife and their family. Just take a chill pill, just relax and enjoy life as a young man, and change your crowd that you hang around or change the spots that you go to, because the spotlight is always on you because who your brother is and who your family is. So just like the John Morant thing, as we're gonna get into later in the show, you got to change your circle or stop putting yourself in bad positions. If you feel like you're gonna want to go out and drink and you want to go out and party, do that at home. You know what I mean? You got enough money to party and do that at home, but going to these establishments and doing all this crazy stuff and getting yourself in trouble. I hope this is a lesson learned for him. I hope he can turn it around. I pray that he can turn it around because he is young. I hope he can just turn around. That's all I can say from it.
Yeah. Let's hope he does. Yeah.
I think that also it's very easily, I think we can all agree, as you're climbing as well, like you said, typically family and friends become the biggest liabilities rather than the strangers around you, unfortunately. In this case, as much as everyone wants to say, Mahomes needs to talk to him, Mahomes needs to do, Patrick needs to do something. We can't say that he isn't. It might just be a private conversation, but also
absolutely
focus on the fact that Patrick's not in the courtroom with him. The privilege that he feels to even be able to go in the courtroom and not own up to his actions, but say, can I talk to this person? Can you grant me privilege to talk to this one witness? Rather than own up to the mistakes is part of the privilege at 22. It seems like, I can do anything. So beyond the conversations at home, the privilege he has, the attorney team, whatever he's getting for being Patrick Mahomes' little brother, probably needs to change before just conversations with Patrick.
I agree. 100%.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So what you got next for us, D?
The next thing I have to get into is of Jim Brown. Hence the bits for me or videos you like to play before I read this article.
No, you can go ahead.
All right. Okay, so reading from TMZ Sports, the unfortunate passing of Jim Brown at the age of 87. I talked yesterday about this because I couldn't remember who Jim was, but I have seen him. He's in one of my favorite movies, Mars Attacks.
What movie is that?
That was one of my favorite childhood movies.
Yeah,
I forgot he was the strong Mars Attacks with the aliens. And he was the
I told you that yesterday.
Egyptian guy. Yeah. I said, not that. I know I recognize his face, but I could not remember where he was from. So on with the article from TMZ Sports. Jim Brown, arguably the greatest football player of all time, has died at the age of 87. TMZ Sports has confirmed. Quote, "It is with profound sadness that I announce the passing of my husband, Jim Brown," Monique Brown tells us. He passed away peacefully last night at our LA home. To the world, he was an activist, actor, and football star. To our family, he was a loving and wonderful husband, father, and grandfather, and our hearts are broken. We were told that Jim hadn't been doing well and was recently visited by several of his close friends, including Marshall Faulk, Eric Dickerson, and Flavor Flav. I didn't know he was so cool with Flavor Flav. Brown, who was a first-round pick in 1957, 6th overall, went on to win 3 NFL MVP awards. Jim was named to 8 first-team All-Pro teams over the course of his incredible career. He led the NFL in rushing 8 times and rushing touchdowns 5. He won a championship in 1964. Aside from his prowess on the football field, Brown was also a legendary lacrosse player at Syracuse, where he earned All-American honors. After his athletic career, Jim went on to star as a Hollywood actor in films like The Dirty Dozen and Any Given Sunday. In addition to his incredible athleticism and talent on the big screen, Jim was also one of the most prominent voices on the civil rights scene. Brown held the Cleveland Summit in June 1967 in support of Muhammad Ali, who refused to serve in the Vietnam War. Brown was joined by Bill Russell and Lou Alcindor and others. The Cleveland Browns released a statement on Friday saying, "Legend, leader, activist, and visionary. It's impossible to describe the profound love and gratitude we feel for having the opportunity to be a small piece of Jim's incredible life and legacy. We mourn his passing, but celebrate the indelible light he brought to the world. Our hearts are with Jim's family, loved ones, and all those he impacted along the way." Brown, whose number 32 was retired by the Browns, was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1971 and the College Football Hall of Fame in 1995. He's also a member of the Lacrosse HOF. And you guys can continue reading on that article. Jim Brown was an awesome, awesome man, a great actor, even bigger activist. And of course, his name reigns strong and true in football. And rest in peace to him and his family. Rest in peace to him. Sorry, not in his family. Rest in peace to him, and condolences to his family while they go through the grieving process. Do you guys have anything you want to add to that?
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Now he was a great guy. He was a great guy
Yeah.
on and off the field. You know, we all have ups and downs. We ain't perfect though, but
yeah,
considering what he did for the community, was so big and it was huge. And like I said, a lot of people don't know he was in a lot of movies, a lot of good movies.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Again, rest in peace to a legend.
Yeah.
That's why I want to say rest in peace, Jim Brown. He was a great football player. He was a great legend. He was loved around the NFL world, the family, and there's a lot of teams that loved him, a lot of players that loved him, even LeBron James looked up to him. You know what I mean? So he's going to be missed, and I pray that his family can get through this. So that's all I can say. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
So what you got next for us?
All right, next up, we have Not So Serious with Hints. Hints, who do we have today?
We have John Morant. Let's get into it.
John Morant again.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have John Morant. We have John Morant. He is back in the news. He is back in the news for doing things that he shouldn't be doing. You know, he's doing things that he shouldn't be doing. He's out here waving those on Instagram, going to strip clubs. He's doing all these things and just wilding out. So what we're going to do is we're going to hear first from the commissioner himself and see, what does he have to say about this situation?
What did you say to him about how much more severe it would be if he did this again?
Well, we talked directly about the consequences first before we got to a subsequent potential to have done something wrong. We were very focused on the misconduct that was in front of us at the time. And frankly, most of our conversation was about how incredibly serious the first incident was of waving, a firearm on social media. And again, and the consequences there, an 8-game suspension was pretty serious and something that he, at least to me, seemed to take incredibly seriously in that time. And we spoke for a long time.
And they spoke for a long time, And John Morant is still not getting it. He's still not getting it. He's just doing things. Like I asked him a question yesterday. I said, why are you doing these things? And that's what he told me.
Because it's fun. It's fun to do bad things.
Do you know that you could perhaps kill somebody?
Yes, but I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friends.
He wanted to do hood rat stuff for his friends. He's losing Nike deals. He's doing music, all this stuff. He's losing everything around him because he wants to do hood rat stuff with his friends. And like y'all seen, if y'all missed it, he was in the club. If he got kids, call John. This is John Morant in the club with us. He's in the club, trying to get it in, trying to do things that he ain't got no business doing. Instead of focusing on what he's supposed to be focusing on. He's supposed to be focusing on practicing, doing the things he's supposed to be doing. But no, he got to do things like he said before, like he said before, guys.
Because it's fun. It's fun to do bad things.
Do you know that you could perhaps kill somebody?
Yes, but I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friends.
He wants to do hood rat stuff with his friends. He wants to do hood rat stuff with his friends. I don't know. I'm just saying, why is he doing this? I don't know. What you got to say about this, Dre? What you got to say? What y'all got to say? What you guys got to say about this? What you guys got to say?
I mean, you can only do what you. I mean, listen. The man is young. He's a young man, and he got a little change on him, man. You know, and I can't judge. I can't judge him. I can't judge him. I can't.
Right.
I ain't got that kind of money, so I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what to. You know.
Right.
So.
What you guys got to say? You know, the ladies. What y'all got to say about him just doing all this crazy stuff? What you guys got to say?
Probably just him being in his position that he's in. It's just a different standard, and you can't be regular. You're not a regular person. You can't do everything that everybody else is doing.
There it is.
Because you jeopardize everything that you have or will have. You cannot let a couple videos ruin the bag. You just cannot. Again, you can't judge him. I mean, he's young.
He's young, rich, and paid, but you are a
There it
brand.
is.
You have to hold yourself accountable in certain kind of way you have to act.
And if you start tarnishing your name, your legacy, you'll stop it before you even take off. And that's not smart.
Man, talk heavy.
That's what he's doing. He's turning his legacy. Like Dre said, you know what I mean? What you say, Dre? Okay.
I said again, he's young. I mean, to get that.
Stop blaming it on him being young. It's not about age.
But listen, he's young. I can't. We never had some like $100 million. I never had. I don't know what that feels like.
You know,
that's fine.
You know what, sir? You know what, sir? Get off us, buddy. Get off the screen, sir. Get off the screen. We know what you have to say, man. It's just crazy. Look. So like I said before, John Morant needs to get it to the like Raquel he told, you know what I mean?
Camera on me? Yes. That's stupid. Use your common sense.
Use your common sense, sir. To get the show back on the road. Get your common sense.
Use everything that you need to do. Use everything you need to do. Use your common sense, John Morant. That's all I gotta say, man. Is use your common sense. Use everything you got. Use your common sense and get it back together, man. Just get it back together. Just get it back together.
And you know what you can't do?
I would also like to add that the friend that was recording the video is getting a lot of backlash and people telling him
Absolutely.
he needs to choose his friends better. But for anybody that actually watched the video, the second John Morant pulled that thing in the camera, that phone dropped so fast.
Okay.
Right.
I don't even think it's the people around him. I think that, like you said, nobody can tell him nothing right now. That little
Right.
NBA 8 games, what's that, 2 weeks? Little time off, little vacation. That's not enough. So watching that video, I could tell that it's not necessarily the dudes he keeps around him. Because when he dropped that camera, he probably was like, "Whoa, you tripping?
Yeah.
Put it up."
Yeah.
It's not the friends, it's him.
Yeah, because the thing is, man, when you surround yourself, when you got money and your guys, your family, whoever is around you, it's some haters, man. Some people want to see you fail. Some people want to see you fail. Jealousy is everything, man. Envy's big.
But that's not the case here. That's not the case here, Dre, though.
But think about it. If you got
job.
the bag, though, but listen, it could be some guys that envy you. It's the people that envy you. They want to see you fail again. That's that man outside of his life. That's what he doing outside. He ain't even trying to do that. But you know how it goes. Social media is big. Social media is big. Take one clip and you out of here.
So
all it takes.
With that said, man, all I'm saying is this: John Morant, change the people around you, move on and let you know what I mean, change your circle. Because if you gotta feel like you gotta go live every time that you're around your friend to let everybody know who you with or who you hanging out with, that ain't he don't need all that around him. But if he want to do that while with his friends, cool. They all in the car together, cool. But the phone don't need to always go on live on Instagram or wherever they're going live on all the time. It don't always have to be on camera. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be always on camera. But he knows if you got those type of friends around you and you got them shoe deals, you got all this stuff is going on, cut the circle short. So let's go ahead and get into
also
the next segment.
Guns are not toys. Everybody know that. They're not toys.
Right. So what we got
All
next,
right.
D?
Next up, let's go ahead and get to stick to the scheme with Dre. Coach Dre, who do we have today?
Well, today, I'll let the intro play a little bit here. Boston Celtics, Miami Heat, Lakers, and Nuggets, man. All right, real quick. I'm gonna dive right into it. Denver and LA. In my opinion, I feel like Denver has the best team. I think Denver has a more put together team. I believe Denver is younger. Um, the more energetic. I just feel like LA. I feel like, and y'all can vouch for me. AD's an injury prone, right? AD's always hurt. You can't trust AD. LeBron James up in age, he can only do so much as it is. And it's like looking at the team, it's like who else do they have? Like who else do you trust on that team? With LA, it's like I don't know. I don't see them even coming back and beating Denver. They might win one in LA, but you know how the saying goes. If you take away the home game, it's a done deal. I feel like once Denver beat LA in LA, this series is over. This series is over. And then if you look at the center, like Jokic, man, Jokic is a beast down there. Jokic can do it all. Hit from the outside, hit from the inside, pass the ball, a heck of a rebounder, and a heck of a team player. And everybody's eating. And then you got Murray, he's eating too. It's like they're young, they're hungry. So I feel like Denver gonna take it, man. Even though LeBron James is a legend, and I'm not gonna knock LeBron James, but I think LeBron James had his time. I think he had his time, man. I think it's time to let the young dogs eat. So I feel like Denver's gonna take that one. What y'all think?
I think it might be Denver. I mean, the Lakers have Austin Reeves too and stuff like that, but I think Denver might take it all. They are younger, and AD is accident prone, so I think it's Denver for sure.
Well, if the Lakers play number 0, Shaq Harrison from Kansas City, he's young and he's hungry. We're gonna plug in there. Then Lakers might win because he coming off the bench and he ready to benefit the team. So add back to the team. So they play him. I'm going with Lakers. As you can see, I got the Lakers on me.
I know. I see you. I see you. I'm not knocking you. I'm not knocking you.
That's it.
All right. But again, I mean, that's a good point. I just feel like, we know what LeBron James did. We know what he did. We know what he brings to the NBA. From a standpoint, to me, I think LeBron James is one of the greatest players ever in the NBA. He is one of the best. IQ level is crazy. But it comes a time to where Father Time catches up with you.
Father Time.
And, it's like, okay, LeBron, we know what you are. You're trying to hang in there because you're your son. I get that. But at the same time, it's time, man. But I think Denver deserves it. I think Denver always been a good team. Denver always been a good team. They just have their, they have they miscues and whatnot. So with that being said, I got Denver taking it, right? So we go to the East. Okay, we go to the East. Listen, Jimmy Butler got my respect. Jimmy got my respect, man. I ain't really think Jimmy was like that. I didn't think he was like that. He went over there, man, and he's showing out. He's clutch. He's showing, and he's a team player. Like with Spoelstra over there, man. I mean, I'm like that. I'm like, it's crazy because Spoelstra is known for defense, man. They're playing incredible defense, man, and they got a good team around them. And I was telling my son, my oldest son, my little brother, my little brother's a big Celtics fan, man. And he was like, "What Tatum is." Tatum is that dog. He this, that, and the other. And I like Tatum. But guys, like y'all can chime in. Do y'all trust Tatum? Do y'all trust Tatum?
I trust God.
Hey.
So I think,
Okay.
that was our answer. We trust God.
Do you trust? Do you trust Tatum in this series?
I think he'll be okay. You know, he's a Missouri native too, so he should be fine.
It is. Good answer.
Okay.
Safe answer.
So yeah.
Safe. Show me. Good answer. What they do on camera? Good answer. Good answer.
Y'all silly, man. Whatever. Y'all silly, man. Good answer. I like that. So basically,
We're gonna play.
then whatever, man. Whatever. So with that being said, so y'all support the hometown guys. So basically, what y'all saying, y'all support the hometown, and I get that, and I love it too. But I'm gonna go ahead and call it what it is, man. I'm gonna have to go with if Tatum can be consistent, if he can be consistent, take better shots.
Right.
I can see the Celtics tying it up. I can see them tying up, and probably they might beat Miami if they can be more consistent and take better shots, shot selections and whatnot. I can see the Boston Celtics getting it done. It just depends. It just depends on Tatum.
Okay. So again, we wanna thank you, ladies, for coming on. I do have this new trivia I would like to try to see, if anybody can name the NFL teams on the logo without the names, and how many can y'all can get them right as a group? Y'all ready? Okay, let's get it. Let's go. You got 45 seconds. Let's go.
Green Bay Packers, Indianapolis Colts, LA Rams, Jacksonville Jaguars, Las Vegas Raiders, Miami Dolphins, New York Jets, Washington Commanders, Tennessee Titans, Seattle Seahawks. Let's get it, twin. Philadelphia Eagles. Okay. Saints, New Orleans Saints, Detroit Lions, Denver Broncos, Dallas Cowboys, Carolina Panthers, Cincinnati Bengals, Chicago Bears, Browns, Cleveland Browns, KC, Chargers.
Okay.
Y'all shocked me. Y'all know y'all stuff.
That was actually great.
Okay, y'all got it right. I thought I was gonna have a one ant in there, but I guess I didn't.
Boy, they a team for real. Boy, that was like, come on. Come on.
Hey,
y'all eating? Okay, I see y'all.
Let's go.
Any last words y'all want to say to y'all? Everybody that's watching, where they can find everybody at again?
Oh yes, so our Facebook, that's where we'll post schedules, updates, media, everything. KC Crossover will be on that Facebook page. It's KC Crossover. It's spelled as KCROSSOVER, crossover. It'll make sense when you see our uniforms. But that's our Facebook, and then our Twitter and our Instagram are _KC Crossover _. We making a TikTok and a Snapchat. We'll see how that goes. But those main ones, the Instagram, Twitter, and the Facebook, that's where you can find us at.
Say your personal.
Yes.
Okay.
Most
and you can find me on at DeeCal55, DeeCall55 on everything.
That's right.
You can find me on Facebook, Stevie Anderson, or you can find me as my alias on Instagram _that's Aries Aries gang in the building.
Okay.
Aries.
_SARIES_.
I'm Bree dating Soda everywhere. You hear me? If y'all need a crib, holla.
What about the
That's
twins?
right.
What about the twins?
IG is JLulu32. That's just JLEW32, and then Snapchat JKLU32.
Okay.
And Facebook, Jaleesa Lewis.
Okay.
I go by Nisi. So my middle name's actually Elite. So I do Nisi.
There it is.
23.
There it is.
There it is, huh? That's something else, man.
Okay, so we want to thank you guys for joining us on today's show. We want to thank you guys for watching. We want to thank you guys for being on here. Don't be afraid to come back. You know what I mean? We love having you guys on.
Absolutely. most definitely.
We will be there, support you guys, come at you games and watch some of you games, support you guys and share the love that you guys deserve. And also, if you need any other help with us, let us know. Contact me, and we can do our best to do our part.
Thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
All right,
Thank you,
guys.
ladies.
Guys, good luck, guys. We got season. Good luck.
Yeah, y'all have a great one, man.